As promised, here is a video showing how I envision doing the project part one, which you've recently had for homework. So please excuse the experimental nature of this project, I hope. Okay, so here's the part you can see below. I've already tried a couple of them, so I'll walk through what I did. All right, so I have a video from trying to find where my video went. I think it's underneath here. So I saved this directly from a cell phone. Um, I think so. I think that for whatever reason from my cell phone, it came out as a .mov file, and then I needed to save it right here. So I opened it up. Let me cancel. Well, okay. I think it's okay if we have an MOV file. Because this is how I decided to proceed. I didn't do a great job with my video in creating it, and I don't really like where these dots are. I did that for the tracker analysis, and I could still use this video for you. I probably would re-record it, except that I don't have the time right now to do it, and I'd probably get something that looked a little bit more like a beer. When I was working this, I accidentally didn't even realize I was doing it. I moved the bottle closer to the glass. I guess my instinct was that was going to be a better pour. So take these things into consideration. Like I had mentioned a couple times, you might have to do several videos before you get this right. I think this is a good starting place right here. So I'm going to go and use my snipping tool here. You can see I already did it once. And I'm going to try my best to grab it the identical place every time. So I'm going up to that corner, down to this corner, and hopefully the aspect ratio is going to be good for me. I went into a blank PowerPoint slide. Notably, by the way, I made my design, I made the size so it was a wide screen aspect ratio. And when I Control V'd it right into place, it kind of fit right into the right thing. I'm going to make a couple other blank slides underneath this because now this is my starting position, and now I'm going to try to do my best. I think maybe I'll go to a pouring position first, right? And you can see where it starts pouring like right about there. This is actually maybe a good middle position, but we have to experiment to see. That might be a good middle position for our pour. I think I want to get near where I'm getting the most amount of pour. Maybe where, because you know that the arc of this pour is going to change depending on how much is in the bottle. And you can see that I keep cycling through. I didn't do a very good pour. That might be a good spot right there. I'll try to want to make sure we're not going up too fast so that it like splashes out this way. But we would like to get it so it comes all the way out. Like we could anticipate that we're going to need to go through the highest amount of pour. We'd like to empty the bottle if we could, but I think this is one of the steepest angles that I do. So I'm going to choose that as my last position right here. So I'm going to go ahead and snip it again, grab it right through here, and then paste it into this third one, right? Because we can do 3 position. And then I'm going to go back into my center one, and once again, we're using like a little bit of engineering judgment here. I think a good one, and once again, I did not do a great job of this, of planning this video out. I probably would have taken several and gone through this process and to see, but I think just before the liquid comes out might be, that's a kind of a bad statement. But anyway, just before the liquid comes out is perhaps a good position to base it on. So I'm going to go ahead and do another snippet from right here. And this is by no means the way to do it. You might find a much better way. So document your better way. So there we go. We have 3, and you can see just going through these 3 slides did a pretty good job of keeping them lined up with each other. Now, I'm going to go into Insert and go to Shape, and I like this Freeform Shape tool. And I'm going to start here in the corner. Well, you could barely see that, but it is making a line. I'm going to go right to here, and now I'm going to hold down Shift. You can see that when you hold down Shift, that forces the line to be straight, or straight up and down. I'm going to come to here to the neck, right here across the top. And I'm holding Shift the whole time. Now I'm letting go of Shift, and holding down Shift so it'll be straight. Getting down near the bottom, now I'm holding down Shift and closing the section. You could leave it like this right here. I'm going to go ahead, and I have the Format Shape opened up. If you didn't have that, you would right click and go Format Shape. I'm going to go No Fill, and then I'm going to make the line thicker right there. Maybe I'll make it black. I want to put some dots on here. There's already dots here, but we want to make control dots. I'm going to go to Insert, and I want them to stand out, so I'm going to make them yellow. Now, I experimented already a couple times. I'll show you the results. I think, but I don't know, that we might want to have it higher up on the bottle. This all depends on how our pour goes. Also, the attachment points don't have to be in a line with each other, and it might be better that they're not in a line. Let me try one where they're not in a line with each other, like that right here. And like I said, you can make it smaller, this smaller if you want. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but if you want to make it a perfect circle, come up to this height and width and make them the same. Like I said right there, the same. I'm going to make this yellow so it stands out. Just out of habit, I'll make it black and thicker right there. Okay, so now I'm going to Control C and Control V and move this other dot someplace else. And where that dot goes is completely up to you. That's going to be the anchor points that we use for our 3-position analysis. Now, I've just randomly chose those. You might want to pick them in a good spot. I'm going to, you see that I zoomed out. By the way, I've been zoomed out here so that I can go ahead and grab everything. And I grab a hold of that. I come up to this format in the drawing tools, and I group this thing together. Now that I have that that image and those two, I mean the outline and the two dots, I can Control C, and I can go to my next slide, and I can now angle him, kind of get him pretty close. You gotta be careful not to grab the background. Didn't do great right there. That's a pretty good approximation. Maybe here. Yeah, there's some judgment in how you tweak that. All right, so I got it for this one, and then I come down to this one and do the same thing. Try to get it aligned. Whoops, excuse me. Try to get it aligned all together, and voila. Okay, so I think I'm going to now that I have these 3 positions, I want to maybe copy this slide, come down to make it to the 4th slide underneath here, and come back to the middle one, and just grab that piece, go back to the slide we just made, and put him in, come back to the 3rd one, grab it in, and put him in. And there you go. You can see that we have the 3 positions, and you might want to be very careful to keep track of where they are. You can see that we have a dot that comes from here to here to here. And it turns out that's not going to be a good dot. I can tell you why. Because we want those dots to form a circle. And if they can't form a circle, it's going to be kind of bad for us. So you could try, you don't have to do this here, but I'm trying to demonstrate that you need to get a circle that can have the all 3 of those points, and the center of that circle will now be where one of your connection points goes. And I guess that's you could have it work that way, but we're not going to have a very good, we're going to have a linkage that like spins right around that spot. Maybe it'll work for you. And then the same thing's going to be true with this other. Remember that dot, this dot, this dot, no, excuse me, you had this dot and this dot. They all need to get on a circle together. So we would have something along these lines right there. All right. So you can see that that's maybe doable, and maybe that would be the one that you'd be able to put a driving dyad onto to try to make this bottle do this motion. But perhaps this motion isn't good enough. We might have to take another video and do this over again. It's a trial and error type of thing with some thought put into it. You can see some of my other ones that I didn't think were good enough. There you go. You can see that one right there. And there's a little bit of a shift in that one you can see. But see, once again, these are in a straight line. So you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to make a mechanism out of this because they're in a straight line. And this is a very big circle. Right? So the straight line couldn't make a circle. And this one makes a huge circle. I tried it a little bit lower down like that. And once again, this would make for a huge circles. Maybe not great. And then still not great. Maybe here up higher on the neck. And that looks like it could work if I have the circles correct. I'd have to take a look at this again. Let me see. With my, so I think we have that one is at the top, and that one's at the top, and this one's at the top, right? So, no, it's this one, this one, excuse me, this one, and nope, I'm getting this wrong. Nope, see, it still wouldn't make a very good circle. That one, and that one right there, right? So you'd have some kind of crazy, these aren't pretty, and we would like, when making the mechanism, to have the three positions we choose to be pretty good right here, but still doing it wrong. It'd be that right there, right? Because we want this circle, that circle, and this circle, right? So anyway, there's a bunch of examples of what not to do. This one down here is probably the one to work. So the way that you would do this is like maybe grab this together, and I haven't tried this, so we'll see. And we'll go right click and then save as picture. So I'll put this into my up here, and I think a PNG file will work. If not, I'll have to make a JPEG, but I'll just write temp onto the thing and see if we could go into a SolidWorks sketch and use our tools and sketch tools and the sketch picture and see if that picture will import. It says it will, and boom. And as you know, we can now make, use something. Probably, let's see, it'll make probably the bottle, except it's gonna click right along here. I hate that. I wish it would let me choose some stuff. But anyway, I could pick, maybe I go measure the bottle and see how high that thing is. That looks like it could probably be about 3 inches. So now we've scaled the thing, but you got to do a better job scaling it than that. But anyway, that'll help you now synthesize your linkage as we've done in the other parts. And so that's the process that I wanted to show to you. There are probably obstacles I haven't foreseen, but you will do your best, and this is iteration 1 of our beer pourer project. The end.